My dear, if words were enough, the world would be a paradise. But words, oh, words can be the sweetest poison, wrapped in honey, disguised as love. Beware! Every woman loves to hear sweet words. You are beautiful, you are special, I have never met anyone like you before. Sounds familiar? But let me tell you, words are the cheapest thing in the world. A man can speak the most beautiful poetry, but if his actions do not align, those words are nothing but a trap. See, a fisherman doesn't throw an empty hook into the river and expect the fish to bite. He puts bait, something tempting, something irresistible, and that is exactly how men trap women, not with truth, not with love, but with sweet words that make you blind. But why do women fall for it? Because it feels good, it feeds the heart, it feeds the ego. But here's the truth, love is not about feeling good every second. Love is about growth, about action, about presence. If a man only feeds you words and never feeds your soul, you are not in love, you are in a trap. Words are like autumn leaves, light, effortless, and carried by the wind. They fall so easily from the lips of a man who knows exactly what you want to hear. You are the most special woman I've ever met. I can't stop thinking about you. You are my soulmate. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It wraps around you like a warm embrace. But remember, my dear, words are the cheapest currency. Anyone can spend them. A man will tell you he loves you while staring deep into your eyes. But the moment you turn your back, his actions betray those very words. If words alone could define love, then every poet would be the greatest lover and every liar would be the most trustworthy man on earth. But love is not a poem, and trust is not built on honey-coated syllables. Imagine this. Someone knocks on your door every day, telling you they will bring you a gift tomorrow. Tomorrow I will bring you the most beautiful dress. The next day comes and they arrive empty-handed, but again they promise, tomorrow I will bring you something even better. Day after day, promise after promise, but nothing ever arrives. How many days will you wait before you realize their words mean nothing? Yet in relationships, many women wait for months, even years, believing in words that have no roots in reality. He said he will change, he promised he will commit, he swore that I'm his priority. But my dear, love is not built on what a man says. It is built on what he does consistently, even when no one is watching. Think of a child who keeps saying, Mom, I will clean my room. The mother smiles the first time, nods the second time, but by the 10th time she knows her child is only speaking, not acting. She does not believe his words anymore. So tell me, why do women believe a man's words after he has failed them 10 times, 100 times? Because the words sound so sweet? Because the heart craves them? But a woman who knows her worth will not be fooled. She knows that a man's real feelings are not hidden in his words, they are revealed in his actions. A man who truly loves you will not just say he misses you, he will make time for you, no matter how busy he is. A man who truly values you will not just say you are special, he will treat you in a way that makes you feel special, even in his smallest actions. Let's say two men stand before you, one man tells you, I will take care of you, I will love you forever, I will give you everything you want, but he never shows up when you need him. The other man says little, but when you call him at 2 a.m., he is there without hesitation. Tell me which one truly loves you. Love is like a tree. If words are the flowers, then actions are the roots. A tree may have the most beautiful flowers, but if the roots are weak, one storm is enough to make it fall. Many women get hypnotized by the flowers, the compliments, the sweet nothings, the romantic messages, but they forget to check the roots. Does he stand by his words? Does he protect you, respect you, and prioritize you? Or are his words just a disguise for his true nature? There was once a girl who fell for a man's words. He told her every day that she was his queen. He whispered promises of a future filled with love, adventure, and happiness. But when the time came to prove his love, he was absent. When she needed him, he was busy. When she wanted commitment, he had excuses. Yet every time she was about to walk away, he would say the same words again. You are the most important person in my life. And she believed him. Again and again, until one day she saw the truth. She stopped listening to his words and started observing his actions. She realized he had never truly been there for her. His love existed only in his voice, never in his deeds. And that day she walked away, not from love, but from the illusion of love. A real man's love is silent in words, but loud in actions. He may not flood your phone with endless messages, but he will be present in your darkest times. He may not be poetic, but he will be consistent. And if he truly loves you, you won't need to ask, do you love me? You will feel it in the way he shows up, in the way he respects you, in the way he makes you feel safe. Never fall for a man who only knows how to speak. Find a man who knows how to show. Flattery is the sugar that covers the poison. It tastes sweet, it feels good, but the moment you swallow it without question, it starts to rot you from the inside. You see, every woman loves to be admired. She loves to hear that she is beautiful, special, one of a kind. And men know this weakness very well. A man who wants something from you will not come empty-handed. He will bring words dipped in honey. Words that make your heart flutter, words that make you feel like you are walking on clouds. You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. No one understands me like you do. I have never met anyone like you before, but let me ask you, how many times has he said those same words to someone else? A man who is good with words can make a woman believe in castles that don't exist, in promises that were never meant to be kept. And the most dangerous part? A woman who wants to believe in them will ignore all the warning signs because it feels good. It feels magical. But my dear, feeling good does not mean it is real. A magician can make you see a rabbit coming out of an empty hat. But does that mean the rabbit was really there? Let's say a stranger walks up to you and says, "You are the most talented person I've ever met." If you have never even spoken to them before, how can they know this? You would laugh, wouldn't you? You would see through the lie. But when a man you like tells you you are the most amazing woman in the world, even though he barely knows you, why do you believe it? Because deep inside, we all want to feel special. And a man who understands this can use flattery as his greatest weapon. A true man, a man of substance, does not throw compliments like breadcrumbs to attract birds. He observes, he appreciates. When he tells you that you are amazing, he says it because he has seen your strength, your kindness, your intelligence, not because he wants something in return. But a man who flatters for his own gain will tell you what you want to hear, not what is true. He will make you feel irreplaceable today and forgotten tomorrow. He will lift you up with words only to let you crash down with reality. Imagine you are walking through a marketplace and a salesman runs up to you. "This is the most beautiful dress in the world. You must buy it now. You will never find anything better." He talks fast, he pushes, he insists. But when you take a closer look, the fabric is cheap, the stitches are weak, and you realize he was just trying to make a sale. This is exactly how some men operate. They will tell you, "I have never felt this way before," but they have said it 100 times before you. They will say, "You are my dream woman," but tomorrow they will say the same thing to someone else. It is not love, it is a transaction. And once they get what they want, the words will disappear. Have you ever wondered why some men are so intense at the beginning only to lose interest once they have won you over? Because flattery is not about you, it's about them. It is about making you drop your guard, about making you trust too soon, about making you believe you have something special, when in reality, you were just another conquest. A woman who knows her worth does not fall for empty flattery. She does not need a man to remind her that she is beautiful, that she is valuable, that she is one of a kind, because she already knows. She does not crave compliments from someone whose actions do not match his words. She does not let a man's sweet tongue blind her from his true intentions. If a man truly admires you, his words will not be rushed. He will not try to convince you within days that you are the best thing that has ever happened to him. He will take his time to know you, to understand you, to appreciate you, not just as a woman, but as a human being. A man who truly respects you does not drown you in empty praise. He speaks the truth, even when it is not wrapped in gold. He tells you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. If you are wrong, he will correct you. If you are struggling, he will support you. If you are worth it, he will prove it, not with words, but with actions. If a man flatters you too much, too soon, ask yourself, what is he trying to get? Because real love is not a performance. It is not about saying the perfect lines at the perfect time. It is about showing up, being there and proving through actions what words alone can never express. Love that constantly needs to be proven is not love. It is insecurity wrapped in desperation. If you must keep asking, "Do you love me?" again and again, then you already know the answer. Because true love does not demand reassurance every single moment. It just is. It exists in silence, in presence, in actions, not in a constant need for validation. Imagine a tree. A tree does not ask the sky, "Do you still hold me?" It does not ask the earth, "Are you still beneath me?" It simply grows, knowing that the soil is there to support its roots, that the sky is there to give it space to rise. But a weak plant, unsure of its foundation, will shake with every passing breeze, doubting its place in the ground. Love is no different. A love that constantly needs reassurance is like a candle in the wind. One blow of doubt, one moment of silence, and suddenly the whole thing feels like it's falling apart. Why didn't you text me back immediately? Do you still love me like you did yesterday? Tell me again how much I mean to you. These are not the questions of love, they are the cries of fear. A woman who understands true love does not measure it by how often a man says, "I love you." She does not panic if a day goes by without a grand gesture, because she knows love is not about words, it is about presence. A man who truly loves her does not need to keep proving it through exaggerated displays. His love is seen in the way he stands by her, in the way he listens, in the way he respects her, even when no one is watching. Look at the sun and the moon. They do not constantly reassure each other. The moon does not beg, "Will you still rise tomorrow?" And the sun does not ask, "Will you still reflect my light?" They just exist in harmony, in a natural rhythm, without doubt, without desperation. Love that is real moves the same way. It flows effortlessly, without constant questioning. But in today's world, people mistake attachment for love. They confuse insecurity with passion. If he doesn't text me for a few hours, does it mean he doesn't care? If she doesn't say "I love you" every day, does it mean she loves me less? This is not love, this is the fear of losing something that was never stable to begin with. Think of an artist painting on a canvas. If he trusts his skill, he moves his brush with confidence. He does not stop every second to ask, "Is this looking okay? Should I start over? Will people like this?" But an artist who doubts his ability will hesitate, will second-guess, will keep erasing and redoing until there is nothing left but a mess of uncertainty. Relationships work the same way. Love that constantly seeks reassurance becomes fragile, shaky, and eventually it breaks. A relationship built on true love does not feel like a test. It does not leave you feeling anxious, waiting for the next confirmation. It is steady. It does not shake every time there is a moment of silence. It does not need to be fed with words constantly to stay alive. Think of a mother and her child. The child does not ask his mother every morning, "Do you still love me today?" He does not panic if she is quiet for a moment. Because the love is felt, it is known, it is understood. When love is real, it does not require daily proof. It just is. A man who truly loves you will not make you feel uncertain. He will not make you feel like you have to keep asking for his affection, like you have to keep earning his loyalty. He will make you feel secure even in silence. His actions will speak for him. His presence will be enough. And a woman who truly loves herself will not cling to words for reassurance. She will know her worth without needing constant reminders. The ocean does not seek approval to be vast. The mountains do not ask to be called strong. They simply are. And real love, it does not beg, it does not doubt, it does not need to be proven every single moment. It simply exists in the pure, strongest, and most unshakable form. When something is real, it takes time. It grows slowly like a mighty tree, rooted deep into the earth, standing tall against the strongest storms. But when something moves too fast, it has no foundation. It is like a fire that burns too bright, too quickly, beautiful for a moment, but then it turns to ash. A man who rushes into love, who showers you with intense emotions too soon, who speaks of forever when he has barely met you. This is not romance, this is not fate, this is a warning. Because love, real love, is not desperate, it does not panic, it does not fear time. Anything that is rushed is unstable. Anything that demands immediate commitment is not about love. It is about control. Think about this. When someone truly values something, do they rush through it? A sculptor does not carve a masterpiece in one day. A musician does not compose a symphony overnight. A chef does not prepare the finest meal in seconds. Anything truly valuable, anything that lasts, takes time, patience, and care. But when a man rushes into love, when he speaks of soulmates within days, when he says, "I've never felt this way before he even knows who you are, he's not seeing you. He's seeing a fantasy, an illusion, something he wants to possess, not something he wants to nurture. A river that flows too fast is dangerous. It erodes the land, it destroys everything in its path. A love that moves too fast does the same. It does not allow time for understanding, for trust, for true connection. It sweeps you off your feet, not because it is deep, but because it is reckless. And when the speed fades, when reality sets in, you may find yourself stranded, wondering how you got so lost. A woman once met a man who said all the right things. He called her his queen within days. He spoke of their future, their destiny. He texted her every hour, making her feel like the center of his world. It felt intoxicating, like a fairy tale. But then, just as quickly as it started, things began to change. The attention that once felt flattering became suffocating. The promises that once felt romantic started to feel forced. And when she hesitated, when she asked for time, the love that seemed so strong turned into anger, into manipulation, into guilt. Because when something is rushed, it is not built on truth, it is built on fantasy. And fantasy cannot survive reality. A man who truly loves you will not rush you. He will not try to claim you overnight. He will not make you feel guilty for wanting time, for wanting to know him first, for wanting to understand if his words match his actions. Look at the world around you. The strongest structures are not built in a day. The deepest connections are not formed in a moment. Even the sun takes time to rise, even the moon moves through phases, even the stars take millions of years to shine. If nature does not rush, why should love? A woman who knows her worth does not fall for speed. She does not mistake urgency for passion. She understands that love, real love, is not a race. It is not about how quickly someone claims you, how fast they say, "I love you," how soon they talk about the future. It is about depth, about consistency, about actions that prove more than words ever can. A fruit that ripens too quickly will rot just as fast. A relationship that begins too intensely without a foundation will crumble under its own weight. And a woman who is wise, who trusts herself, who listens to her instincts, will not be fooled by speed. She will not mistake a storm for stability. She will not confuse obsession with love. She will not be blinded by the rush, because she knows that what is truly meant for her will never need to be forced. A man who truly loves you does not push, does not force, does not manipulate. He does not try to cross the lines you have drawn for yourself. Instead, he respects them, not because he has to, but because he values you. A river has its banks, and a heart has its boundaries. When a man disregards your boundaries, he is not showing love, he is showing disrespect. Love without respect is not love at all, it is possession. And possession is not about giving, it is about taking. A woman with boundaries is not difficult, she is not high maintenance, she is not too much. She is simply a woman who knows her worth. And a man who truly loves her will never make her feel guilty for protecting herself. He will not ask her to shrink, to bend, to break just so he can feel more powerful. He will not test how much he can get away with. Instead, he will honor her limits, because he knows that true connection is built on trust, not pressure. Imagine a house. If you leave the doors wide open, anything can enter, wind, dust, strangers. But when you lock the doors, not to shut out the world, but to protect what is inside, you are ensuring safety, peace, and security. Your boundaries are like that lock. They are not there to push love away, but to filter out what is not meant for you. And a man who genuinely cares will knock, he will not break in. A woman once met a man who seemed charming, caring, and affectionate. But whenever she said no to meeting at odd hours, no to sharing things she wasn't ready to, no to ignoring her own needs, he would laugh, dismiss, or act hurt. "Why are you being so difficult?" he'd say. "If you love me, you should trust me." But love is not proven by how much of yourself you sacrifice. It is not tested by how much discomfort you endure. A man who gets upset when you set a boundary is a man who is only interested in crossing it. A man who truly loves you will respect your pace. He will not rush what you are not ready for. He will not demand access to parts of you that you are not yet willing to share. He will not pressure you into saying yes when your heart is screaming no. Because his love is not about control, it is about care. Look at nature. A flower blooms when it is ready, not when someone forces it open. If you try to pull its petals apart before their time, you do not speed up the process, you kill the flower. Love is no different. When someone truly values you, they will give you the space to grow at your own pace. They will not tear at your petals, they will not demand to see inside before you are ready. A strong woman does not fear setting boundaries. She knows that saying no is not rejection, it is protection. And a strong man does not fear those boundaries because he understands that love is not about taking what he wants, it is about giving what is needed. He does not see your limits as walls against him, but as a sign of your self-respect. A man who truly loves you does not love just the parts of you that are easy, the parts that give in, the parts that make him comfortable. He loves all of you, including the parts that say, "This is where I stand, this is what I need, this is what I will not accept," and he does not challenge those words, he respects them. Because to him, your comfort matters, your safety matters, your soul matters. A lie never comes dressed in rags, it does not walk in with a warning sign. It comes wrapped in silk, whispered in a voice so sweet it melts your doubts, so smooth it slides past your intuition. Lies are never loud, they are gentle, seductive, carefully designed to make you believe what you want to believe. That is why the most dangerous deception is the one that sounds the most beautiful. A man who lies does not say, "I am here to deceive you." He says, "You are the only one for me." He does not say, "I am playing with your heart." He says, "I have never felt this way before." His words are chosen like a sculptor choosing the finest marble, shaping an illusion so perfect you cannot see the cracks. But just because something sounds good does not mean it is good. A woman once met a man who spoke like poetry. Every word was a promise. Every sentence was a future painted in gold. He told her she was different, that she was the one he had been waiting for, that he would never hurt her. And for a while she believed, Because who wouldn't? Who doesn't want to hear that they are special, that they are loved, that they are irreplaceable? But words mean nothing if actions do not match them. The same man who spoke of loyalty was the same man who disappeared when she needed him. The same man who swore he would never break her heart was the one who shattered it without hesitation. A lie is like perfume sprayed over something rotten. It may mask the truth for a while, but eventually the stench of reality will seep through. A man who truly loves you does not need to dress his intentions in exaggerated poetry. He does not need to convince you with grand speeches. His love is seen, not just spoken. His promises are not just in words, but in consistency, in reliability, in showing up when no one is watching. Look around you. The most beautiful things in nature do not announce themselves with noise. The sun does not need to shout to shine. The ocean does not need to explain its depth. A diamond does not need to scream for attention. It is valuable simply because it is. Real love is the same. It does not need decoration, exaggeration, or manipulation. It does not need to rush to convince you. It simply exists, steady and unshaken. A woman who knows her worth does not fall for words alone. She does not mistake poetry for proof. She listens, but she also watches. She hears the promises, but she waits to see the actions. She does not let the sweetness of the words blind her to the reality of the man speaking them. Because a lie, no matter how beautifully spoken, is still a lie. And the truth, no matter how quietly it stands, will always reveal itself in time. A man who only wants to take will always vanish once he gets what he came for. He does not stay because he was never there for you, he was there for what he could gain. He does not love you, he loves what you give him. And the moment he has taken enough, he will walk away, leaving behind nothing but questions, silence, and an empty space where his words used to be. This is the cycle of a man who plays with hearts. In the beginning, he is everywhere, texting first thing in the morning, calling late at night, making you feel like you are the center of his world. He makes you believe in a love so intense, so all-consuming, that you start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, this is the kind of love that only happens once in a lifetime. He says everything you have ever wanted to hear. You are different. I have never felt like this before. I can't stop thinking about you. But words are easy. They cost him nothing. And so he spends them freely like a gambler, making bets with no intention of paying his debts. Then something changes. The messages slow down, the calls become less frequent, the good morning texts that once made your heart skip a beat now feel like a distant memory. You tell yourself, he's just busy. You make excuses for him, convincing yourself that maybe you're overthinking, but deep down your intuition is screaming, something isn't right. And then, just like that, he's gone. No explanation, no warning, he disappears as if he was never there. As if the words, the promises, the moments never meant anything. And that's when the questions begin to haunt you. Was it all a lie? Did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? But the truth is, it was never about you. It was never about your worth. A man who vanishes after getting what he wants is not a man who lost interest. He's a man who was never invested to begin with. He was playing a game, and the moment he won, he moved on to the next one. Look at the world around you. A man who is truly hungry does not leave a meal half-eaten. A traveler who has found his destination does not walk away without a second glance. A man who truly loves does not leave when he gets what he wants, because you are what he wants. Not just your body, not just your time, not just your affection, he wants you entirely, completely, deeply. And if a man disappears after taking, he was never truly there to begin with. A woman who knows her worth does not chase after a ghost. She does not wait for a man who showed her his absence is louder than his presence. She does not beg for closure from someone who had no intention of giving her one. She understands that when someone leaves so easily, it is because they were never meant to stay. And instead of mourning the loss of someone who was never real, she stands tall, knowing that what was taken from her was never love, it was just an illusion. Love that is built only on passion burns fast and fades faster. It is like a wildfire, intense, uncontrollable, and consuming everything in its path. But once the flames die down, what remains? Ashes, emptiness, a hollow space where something beautiful once stood. Passion alone is not enough to sustain love. Real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that transforms, the kind that gives life meaning, it requires depth. Anyone can create sparks, a touch, a look, a moment of excitement. That is easy, but a spark without depth is like fireworks in the sky. Bright, mesmerizing, but gone within seconds. What remains after the fireworks show is over? Darkness, silence, a longing for something that was never meant to stay. Love should not be a temporary high, a thrill that comes and goes. It should be the steady glow of a flame that never dies, warming you even on the coldest nights. A man who is only driven by passion will tell you everything you want to hear. He will make you feel like you are the most beautiful woman in the world, like the universe aligned just to bring you together. He will shower you with attention, with compliments, with intense moments that make your heart race. And for a while it will feel magical. But passion without depth is an illusion. It is excitement without foundation. The moment the thrill fades, the moment life throws a challenge, the moment things stop being effortless, he will begin to pull away. Not because he stopped feeling passion, but because there was never anything deeper holding him there in the first place. A woman once met a man who made her feel alive. Every moment with him was exciting. He spoke of dreams, of adventures, of passion that knew no limits. But when she needed him, not in moments of passion, but in moments of pain, he was nowhere to be found. When life got hard, when reality set in, when she needed depth instead of excitement, he disappeared like a shadow at sunrise. She realized then that love is not proven in the easy moments. It is tested in the difficult ones. Depth means seeing someone for who they truly are, not just who they are when they are happy, excited, or in love. Depth is being there when things are messy, when life is uncertain, when emotions are heavy. A man who truly loves you does not disappear when the excitement fades. He does not grow cold when the relationship is no longer new. He does not look for passion elsewhere when life gets routine. Instead, he stays. He chooses you every day, not because it is always exciting, but because you are worth it. Look at the ocean. At the surface, it is ever-changing, waves rising and falling, restless and unpredictable. But the deeper you go, the calmer it becomes. Love should be like that. Passion may create the waves, but depth is what keeps the ocean whole. Without depth, the waves are just noise. Without depth, love is just a temporary thrill. A woman who understands real love does not chase passion alone. She does not fall for a man simply because he makes her heart race. She looks for something deeper, something steady, something real. She does not mistake intense emotions for a strong foundation. She knows that passion may ignite love, but depth is what keeps it alive. A love that is only passion is like a candle in the wind, beautiful for a moment, but gone before you can hold on to it. A love with depth is like the sun, constant, unwavering, always present, even when hidden behind clouds. There is a voice inside you that does not speak in words. It whispers through feelings, through instincts, through that unshakable knowing that you cannot explain but cannot ignore. It is your gut, the ancient intelligence within you, the voice of truth that existed long before the mind learned to rationalize, before the heart learned to hope, before experience taught you what betrayal feels like. Your gut knows before your mind catches up. It feels the shift in energy before the words are spoken. It senses the lie before it is fully formed. It recognizes the danger, even when everything seems perfect on the surface. But too often, people silence this voice. They drown it in excuses, in wishful thinking, in the fear of being wrong. They tell themselves, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I'm being paranoid. But the gut does not deal in maybe, it deals in truth. And truth does not need proof to exist. A woman once met a man who said all the right things. He was charming, attentive, and made her feel like the only woman in the world. But something inside her did not sit right. It wasn't something obvious. He did nothing outright wrong, yet every time he spoke, a small unease curled up inside her, a quiet discomfort she could not explain. Instead of listening, she convinced herself it was just her past wound speaking, that she should give him the benefit of the doubt. Weeks passed and the gut feeling remained, but she ignored it. Until one day the truth revealed itself. He had been lying, hiding, playing a game. And the moment she realized it, she also realized something else. She had known all along, not in words, not in evidence, but in feeling. How many times have you felt something was wrong but ignored it? How many times has your intuition nudged you, whispered to you, tried to warn you, only for you to push it aside? And how many times have you looked back and thought, I knew it, I felt it, I just didn't listen? Your gut is not just a feeling. It is the sum of your experiences, your observations, your subconscious mind picking up on details your conscious mind overlooked. It is an ancient survival mechanism fine-tuned over generations. It is your deepest wisdom speaking, not from fear, not from insecurity, but from knowing. Look at nature. A deer in the forest does not wait to see the predator before it runs. It senses the shift in the air, the stillness, the unnatural silence, and it moves. It does not question itself. It does not need validation. It does not wait for proof. It simply knows. Why, then, do humans ignore the very instinct that has kept them safe for centuries? Why do people hesitate when their gut is screaming at them? Because the mind wants evidence, the heart wants hope, the ego wants to be right, and so they fight against the gut, trying to rationalize what needs no rationalization. But truth does not need to be proven, it simply is. And your gut, whether you choose to listen to it or not, will always be connected to it. When something feels off, it is off. When something does not sit right, there is a reason. And if you do not trust your own inner voice, then who will? A woman who trusts herself does not beg for clarity from others. She does not wait for disaster before acknowledging what she already felt. She listens. She honors her own wisdom. She does not silence her intuition just because she wishes it were wrong. Because deep down, she knows her gut has never lied to her. The only mistake was not listening sooner. A real king does not waste his time playing games, manipulating emotions, or treating love like a battlefield where he must conquer and win. A true king understands that power is not in deceit, but in honor, that love is not about control, but protection, that a woman who stands beside him is not a pawn in his game, but a queen to be cherished, respected, and guarded. A man who plays games is not a king, he is a boy pretending to be a ruler. He tells you sweet words not because he means them, but because he knows they will make you stay. He disappears and reappears, keeping you in a cycle of confusion, making you doubt yourself, making you feel like you must fight for his attention. He enjoys the chase, the power, the ability to pull you in and push you away whenever it suits him. But a king does not have time for such childish games. A king moves with purpose. A king stands firm. A king does not make a woman question where she stands. He makes sure she knows. A man who truly values you does not put you in a position where you must beg for his time, his affection, or his commitment. He does not test your patience just to see how much you are willing to tolerate. He does not keep his options open while expecting your loyalty. A real king protects his queen, not just from the world but from himself. He does not bring chaos into her life. He does not give her love one day and coolness the next. He does not manipulate her emotions, making her wonder if she is enough. A woman once loved a man who called her his queen, but his actions never matched his words. He claimed to love her, yet he disappeared when she needed him most. He spoke of a future, yet his present was filled with uncertainty. He gave just enough to keep her hoping, but never enough to make her feel secure. And one day she realized, this is not how a queen is treated. She walked away, and in that moment she understood something powerful. A queen does not beg for a king to see her worth. The right king already knows it. A true king stands beside his woman, not just when it is easy, but when it is difficult. When life tests her, he is her rock. When she doubts herself, he reminds her who she is. When the world is against her, he stands in front of her, shielding her, not because she is weak, but because she is valuable. He does not see her as something to use, he sees her as something to honor. Look at a lion and his lioness. The lion does not control her, does not play games to make her chase him. He does not disappear when she needs protection. He does not make her feel insecure about her place in his life. He stands strong beside her, fierce and unwavering. Because a king does not seek to break his queen, he seeks to build her, to uplift her, to ensure she never doubts her place in his kingdom. A woman who understands her worth does not tolerate a man who plays games. She does not waste time decoding mixed signals. She does not allow herself to be treated as an option while treating him like a priority. She knows that love should not feel like a battlefield, where one person wins and the other loses. Love, when it is real, when it is built by a king and his queen, is a fortress, strong, steady, unshakable. A boy plays games because he is unsure of himself. A king does not because he has nothing to prove. A boy tests your patience. A king protects your heart. A boy wants your attention. A king wants your trust. A woman who values herself waits for the king because she knows she is a queen, and a queen does not lower herself for anyone who does not know how to rule beside her. A queen does not chase, she attracts. She does not beg, she chooses. She does not wait for a man to realize her worth. She walks away when he cannot match her greatness. The moment you understand this, your entire life will change. Because the truth is, a king is not defined by his words, but by his actions. He is not measured by the sweet lies he can whisper, but by the loyalty he can uphold. A man who truly values you will never put you in a position where you have to prove your worth to him. You are not here to audition for love. You are not here to convince someone to see you. You are here to reign. The difference between a boy and a king is simple. A boy wants to be admired, a king wants to uplift. A boy plays with emotions, a king values them. A boy makes promises, a king keeps them. A boy keeps you guessing, a king makes you feel secure. And the moment you realize you are a queen, you will stop entertaining boys dressed as kings. Because when a real king sees you, he will not play with your heart, he will protect it like a treasure. Stop settling for temporary admiration when you were built for lifelong devotion. Stop accepting inconsistency when you deserve stability. Stop believing that love should be confusing. Love is not a maze, it is a path. The right man will never make you question where you stand. He will never give you half his heart and expect you to give him your whole soul. He will never disappear when it is time to stand beside you. Some people will tell you that love is a game, that you have to play hard to get, that you have to manipulate, strategize, and act like you don't care. But love is not war, and you are not a soldier in a battlefield of manipulation. Real love is clarity, not confusion. Real love is peace, not chaos. Real love does not keep you waiting in doubt. It shows up every day without excuses. You are the prize, not something to be won and discarded, but something to be cherished and protected. When you walk into a room, walk with the energy of someone who knows her worth. When you speak, let your words carry the power of a woman who does not settle. And when you love, love with all your heart, but only for the one who proves himself worthy of it. A queen does not bow to a man who does not wear his crown with honor. She does not waste her time on someone who only loves her when it is convenient. She does not lower her standards for the sake of temporary affection. She stands tall, knowing that she is rare, that her heart is a gift, that her presence is a privilege. And to the kings listening, understand this. A true king is not the loudest in the room. He does not demand respect, he earns it. He does not seek validation from 1,000 women. He cherishes the loyalty of one. He does not make a woman feel small to prove his power. He rises with her, builds with her, protects her, not just from the world, but from his own ego. That is what makes him a king. So here's the truth. Your love is not meant to be gambled with. Your heart is not meant to be tested. Your worth is not something to be debated. The moment you understand this, you will stop tolerating less. You will stop justifying mistreatment. You will stop chasing someone who does not know how to cherish you. You are the queen. And the right king will recognize that, not with words but with actions, not with fleeting passion but with unwavering loyalty. And until that day comes, you do not settle, you do not bend, you do not break. You rise, you reign, and you rule your own kingdom. Because a queen does not wait for a king to give her a throne. She builds her own.